Controversy. What is controversy? A controversy is a prolonged public dispute, debate, contention, or disputation concerning a matter of opinion. Controversies can promote or encourage the development of an open-minded attitude. Additionally, it can allow you to form an opinion based on the information you are given, despite the concurring debates. Most of the time, it is important to participate in controversies in order to gain skills such as communication and critical thinking skills. Some examples of popular controversies are immigration, healthcare accessibility, AI, abortion, and many others. Now, a popular controversy discussed among individuals is whether science should be regulated by the government. Science and the government correlate as they are important channels of knowledge in which regulations and rules are enforced despite their major differences. Science, of course, contains the study of the structure of the physical world through observations and experimentation, while the government provides laws to keep balance. Both of these foundations share that they maintain the organization of society as a whole depending on each country. With some of the ways regulations function, they can end up limiting scientists/researchers in their scientific endeavors. These limits can introduce themselves as being more costly and much more tedious to follow said regulations, which can hinder the overall process of science since more time and money is spent on the following regulations. This calls for the independence of scientists who, when put into a community built on trust and responsibility, are able to effectively pursue new discoveries. There have also been times when a government has overseen and regulated scientific practices with malicious intent. One good example is Nazi Germany, where scientists conducted a wide variety of unethical and immoral experiments on others, particularly on Jews. These experiments included subjecting camp inmates to hypothermia, testing drugs and treatments, mustard gas, and sterilization, all of which were sponsored by the same government. However, regulation has been argued to provide enough benefits to outweigh the cons, one of which being that regulation promotes public trust in the government and researchers. If there is a sense of security and a limit on the extremes of what scientists are capable of, especially considering the possible discovery bias scientists may exhibit, then the public would be willing to allow scientists to conduct more experiments and research, even in cases where there may be more danger. With this in mind, certain regulations can aid in limiting risks in experiments by introducing benefit/risk analysis before the conduction of an experiment to not only evaluate the risks of an experiment but also to formulate and utilize dual-use risk mitigation plans. This allows for independence from the government and ensures that the responsibility is in the hands of the researchers themselves to control dual-use research concerns. In the movie The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, doctors and scientists removed samples of a tumor inside the lining of Miss Lack's uterus during her autopsy. What they found shocked them. They had found cells that could multiply rapidly despite being outside the body for an unlimited amount of time. This discovery sparked many ideas and theories to surface as they communicated with other scientists around the world about these cells that could potentially create medical breakthroughs. On the other hand, Miss Lack's family was not informed of this discovery. Instead, they were told they should get examined to see if her daughters had cervical cancer. However, the doctor hid the real reason they were being tested, which was to find these miraculous cells. Scientists and researchers took matters into their own hands, deciding to keep it from the government and continuing this unethical research. Science can't exactly be trusted without at least being bound to some set of rules. While regulation can be limiting, it is vital to recognize that over-regulation is counterintuitive in an attempt to reach its goal. Too many rules can signal to the public that scientists cannot be trusted given the existence of so many rules. With limited regulation, scientists can still be independent and express judgment over the rules they work under whilst also providing information on the benefits and risks of an experiment or research they wish to conduct, which is then looked over by the other scientists. While there has been a history of governments being the ones to initiate unethical experiments, these same instances can be used to prevent these events from happening. It is the responsibility of the scientists, the government, and the public to ensure that science does not go awry in this aspect. Overall, regulation should be used only to limit the risks that come from research as dual-use research concern permeates the scientific community. We should still allow for scientists and leaders to take charge in cultivating communities built on trust, responsibility, ethics, and morals. This way, science can be a reliable and trustworthy tool for society to use and rely on for exploring and discovering new mysteries of this world.